Hey everybody, I see you guys from a distance. Just making some coffee. How's it? Hang on. Bringing over my survival needs. These are my survival needs here. Stand by. You guys know how this is. Put the peanut butter over here. All right. Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. How's it? How are you guys doing today? Oh, let me move this guy a little closer. I got my coffee with me. Oh my God. How did everybody survive the holidays? Did everybody have a good time? Family or not? Look at my hair. I'm still a bit of a mess. I went surfing today and I just am a mess because I'm a mess. I hope you guys don't mind. You ate. We all ate. What's the meaning of the universe? Let's meditate on that. What is the meaning of the universe? Oh my goodness. Anyhow, I wanted to come by and say hi and just do a little catch up. Just say hi to everybody first of all. I'm not doing any music today. This will be just a short fun stream just to say hi and share with you guys, and you guys share with me how your last 4 days were. And the reason why I'm on here with you guys is because I just finished and uploaded the final track of that music order that I had for all those library tracks. And I sat here and I went, oh, I'm standing in the window naked. Not literally, but feeling like I got nothing to do. I'm emotionally exposed. I don't have any stress about finishing music. I don't have any stress about a bunch of stuff. And so, yeah, I know that's kind of funny. Sorry. But yeah, so I finished the last track. I uploaded it, sent it. Spent about 4 hours today getting some business out of the way for the rest of December. So I thought I would just come on and say hi and hang out for a second or for a little bit and just emotional nudity. That's exactly what it is. So anyhow, so you guys, most of you guys, I know it's just a handful of folks hanging out right now. Usually when I don't have a mission at hand, when you guys get the notification, I'm not listening to music or even playing a game. My usual suspects come in slowly and everything. But what was I saying? But anyhow, coming up for December here on the channel, and I know that I think one of my mods may have popped up earlier for a heartbeat. No. Hey, Snake. How you doing? I don't know if you're still here. Anyhow, I got to get with my mods this week. Especially Snake's going to help me out on a couple things, and then 1 a.m. is going to help me out on a couple things. And the first thing I'm going to come back and do, actually, guys, is watch that anime. So there's been a lot of anime suggestions that you guys have had me to watch. My very first anime. I mean, literally, I caught bits and chunks of all the ones that you guys have said, oh, you got to listen to this music, you got to do this and all that sort of stuff. And I think it was 1 a.m.'s idea to come on up and say, dude, you just need to watch one. And for a second, I didn't know if that meant like a movie, if animes are like 2.5 hour movies like regulars, or they're serial TV series, serial murder anime. Mwah. Is there one of those? I'm sure there's got to be one of those. Serial killer anime. Anyhow. Yeah, so there are some movies and stuff like that, but 1 a.m.'s done a great job and just kind of circled the wagons on Discord, and there's a, it already finished, but there was voting on which one. So now, as soon as I have that meeting with 3 p.m., 1 a.m., and we'll go to the, what, you knew I was going to do that. And then we'll figure out exactly how we're doing it, because I think one of the things that we talked about is that how do I watch an anime on Twitch without getting busted? or getting in trouble per se. I think we're working on something through Discord possibly. Yeah, but they're gonna help me with that. So I'm gonna, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna reach out to everybody on Discord and set up times to for 1 a.m. to help me with that, and then also for Snake to finalize a couple more buttons on the old Stream Deck. Yes. So. No, I didn't. No, I did not set a timer for the meeting yet because I was still in my head finishing this music. And I was like, oh my, and then now that I fixed the Discord app on my phone, if I get it on my phone, and this whole weekend I was at my parents', this whole Thanksgiving thing was grandkids, parents, aunts and uncles, Black Friday, second helpings, drive over here, help them eat the food, Saturday, help them eat the food, like I do. And then yesterday, what I do yesterday? Yesterday I went into town because I had to get a CT scan. Yeah. I saw the doctor on Tuesday of last week, and he's my ENT, because you guys know I've always had this kind of weirdness in my head going on. And he saw something, and he goes, "I see something, but don't be alarmed." I'm like, "What the fuck?" But he's a really nice guy. And he's not a jokester. He would never joke about that. And he goes, "No. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure." I went, "Okay, I'm glad you want to make sure that you want to make sure. I want to make sure." So he says, "Okay, I'm gonna set you up a CT scan." I'm thinking, okay, maybe sometime in the middle of December. 2 hours later, I get a phone call going, "Can you come in on a Sunday?" I'm like, yeah. So I went in yesterday. And the thing is about CT scans at a hospital, even though the Kaiser that I go to in Mauna Loa, it's a big hospital, it's a great facility and everything. They got two CT machines. One was down, and then the other one was only in the emergency area. And so my time was at a certain time, and by the time they got to me, it was about almost 40 minutes to an hour later, because emergency cases are sneaking in. I'm sitting there just doom scrolling, and people are like in pain and stuff. They're like, can we take? Yeah, go frickin' go. Just let me know when you got time for me. So we were all cool. I was telling bad jokes. Hey, Magma Velvet. Anyhow, so now I await what it is the CT scan says. So we just wait and see. I'm not even worried about it. I'm just like, deal. If the universe is going to deal it, I'm going to play it, But I don't think it's anything. I think it's more. I think what he's looking for is that I had surgery here a couple years ago. You guys remember that? I had that surgery, for those of you, before I started Twitch. And they had to rip open a part of my sinus and in order to get certain things to flow. Because I can't taste right now. Well, I mean, I can. I think that's the only thing about my holiday experience, is that I've only got maybe 35-40% taste smell. So if you're gonna serve me something with nuance of goji berry, with an essence of smoky woody, how do you do? And it finishes with, that's what it finishes with for me. And it's gonna have to be that strong in order for me to smell it. But yeah, but it's all part of this whole thing. I forgot what they call that part of your pad on your nose. The oblibus, bulbus, amongus. I don't know. It's something. So we get down to the bottom of it, and we'll see. So that's what I did. That's how I finished my whole weekend. And then I got in here, I woke up this morning, looked around, had a pile of mail, pile of bills, pile of everything. And I just sat there and I went, all right, fine. Let me just take care of everything. Let me just deal. And then finished and uploaded that last song, and here I am with you guys. So I hope you guys had an epic Thanksgiving with family, friends. Even if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, and the luck of the draw is you're not down for Thanksgiving, you're somewhere around the world or something. Either way, every day should be a Thanksgiving anyhow with your family and friends, and bring cake. Just bring cake. Just bring cake. Anytime you visit somebody or family or friend, just bring something. And it's Thanksgiving Day, so. Some kimchi, Makuzia, kimchi. And I tell you what works good is I was eating them the other day when I was here on stream. The peas, wasabi peas. So the wasabi peas, the kimchi, you know, that's pretty much one of those head clear kind of things that I do, which is really kind of super cool beans. And then of course when I go surfing, I get cleared like it's nobody's business, obviously, you know, because my head gets flushed with water and stuff. But what it is, and what the issue is just one side of my sinus, this side, has a tendency to just inflame and stuff. So it cuts off the breathing, and all kinds of, you know, oysters on the half lungs start to build up behind the eyeball. How's that for a little theater of the mind? So, bruh, of course you like wasabi peas. Shadow, what other local, like, you know what, when you go Foodland or Times or wherever, I don't know what you guys have on the Big Island. If you stay on the Kona side, I think you get Safeway and stuff, but you know that row that has all of the, you know, snacks, you know, stuff like that you can get, the wasabi peas or the nori wrap stuffs or whatever. What's your favorite one? I like them all, but yeah, that's that's that thing. So what else? That's it. So I came in to say hi. I almost opened up a game and wanted to play it, but then I realized I had some stuff plugged in from writing all this music, and I didn't want to. I couldn't plug in my controller without discombobulating everything. Plus, you guys don't want to see me play a game. I was thinking of one thing. The last time I was on stream, though, and Amon and a bunch of folks were kind of on the yay, let's do it. Was the next time I play Crew Fest in Hawaii, that I make it with hi Garger Smith, how's it? That I make it with like if I'm driving Crew Fest going around Oahu, and I make it a little bit of a tour, like recognizing where it is, and then I'll give you some historical, you know, angles of, you know, what happened here, you know, before Captain Cook showed up, or things that happened 100 years ago and stuff like that, and just drive around, you know, the islands. And actually, I will tell you something about Crew Fest. As I was driving around the other day, I just started playing it just because I needed to try to go to sleep. They actually did a really good job, and I may have mentioned this once when I played it live before, in plant representation. The native Hawaiians brought a lot of construction plants, as well as, you know, food plants, banana, sugar cane, kukui, ulu, stuff like that. But they brought a lot of construction plants, like bamboo and hala and stuff like that. And I'm driving around going, bruh, look, they got hala, they got this, they got this, they got this. So I thought, you know, since I do tours at this, you know, nonprofit I work at, and I teach, you know, I would say level 1 Native Hawaiian cultural history and stuff like that. Like, I could do that here. And I told you guys before how blown away I was that even the narrative on the game, remember I was playing the game for the first time, I was like, bruh, they got some guy here talking pidgin and stuff, and he was pretty funny, and he was extremely authentic and stuff, and I thought that was just a brilliant way to kind of mesh that together, you know. So I think maybe I should do that. I think that ought to be fun. So let me see what else is happening. I got harassed. You guys will love this. I got harassed on the channel, and it almost triggered me. Almost. Because it's a harassment that I've got since I've started the channel. It wasn't a threat. As a matter of fact, there was really no vulgarity in it. But accusatorily, is that a word? Accusatorily? Accusation? I don't know, accusatorily. I've got probably about 50 to 70 of these comments saying, you're a fake. You must not be a composer. I listened to this whole thing. You didn't mention about one note, one chord, anything technical. What kind of a composer are you? And then something like loser or something, right? So it goes to that whole, that was you. See, 1 a.m., you son of a falamala. And, you know, I've gotten so many of those because there's a lot of those, you know, folks that are very well-trained in theory. And I've mentioned it to you once on the stream, but when you study music theory, it is what it is. Here's what I mean by that. This is my take on it. If I was on a Zoom call with three other music theory, well, I'm not a music theory guy, but music theory reactors, people who are just that dialed in. They can hear the chords. They could tell you what the modes are. They could tell you, the uniqueness, the unique use of the melody and the intervals, voicings, etc. Right? But if I played a song for the four of us to listen to, and I said, "Wow, that second verse was so cool," and let's say there was a, I don't know, C major. It goes from C major to G minor to A flat major to whatever. And then they talked about that. Oh yeah, that section was da 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 da. They'd all have to say the same thing because that's the truth of the structure of the song, right? They don't necessarily go that extra mile. And then they might say, hey, during that chord structure, there's an integration of modes that you might be able to use. Okay, that's great and that's cool too. But that's just never been my thing. I took theory for 6 months. I saw it as a waste for me. It didn't do anything for me. It didn't, well, also I will admit, I do have and still have quite the learning disability. As a matter of fact, my dyslexia didn't play well also in writing music. It's kind of funny that way. I was probably a little better at writing music than I was English and reading books and stuff, but still, yeah. Anyhow, so I got a little triggered by the guy's comment, and I was like, listen. And I was like, hey, and it took me, I let it run through me for about 10 seconds. And then I got all, and I got all mental monkey. And that'd be a great name for a band, right? Mental Monkey. Then I'd have a team of like neurologists supporting PETA people chasing down after me. You can't call them mental monkeys. I think that'd be a badass name for a band, though. Anyhow. And I decided to let it go. But you know what I almost did? I almost did this. I swear to God. I almost pinned the comment to the top. I did that once to somebody who gave me a hard time on my first 3 or 4 months on a Radiohead thing. And he really came at me, and I was like, wow, God, you're really leveling into me. So I didn't even respond to him, and I just pinned his comment to the top. Everybody came parachuting in and beat was just steamrolling the guy to the point where he was going, guys, it was just an opinion. I didn't know. I was like, okay, good. All right. Well, I'll never do that again, but it was kind of funny. Yeah, the pin of shame. Exactly. I did. I held him up like one of those bags, and I just got him up against the ropes and just kind of taped him there for a minute. Eventually, after 3 days, there was like about 70, 80 comments just thwarting the guy, and I could see he wasn't handling it really well, so I removed it from the pin and just let it be. That's still not my thing, even though if you're going to come at me and say the things you say, I go through my own little checklist first. Okay, wait a second. Am I pissed? Is it my ego? I go through that Chopra deep fried Chopak. I don't know what that guy's name is. You get a little checklist of like, wait a minute, who's pissed? Is my ego pissed? Is it really the truth? I go through that whole, thing, and I go, okay, yeah, this is just stupid. This is just whatever it is. It is kind of deep fried chicken. Yeah, just an opinion, but it's been a journey for me, putting myself out here like I have in the last 3 years. Beforehand, it really wasn't much of anything. Abba Jeeves was my biggest thing, and that was just to help me get into the hospitals and stuff, so that hospital administrators can check my creds against everything that I did what I did. Beforehand, I think I only had about 700 or 800 people on the Kia Jeeves, because I started that in 2007 or something. And then I did that tool thing, and it thrust me into the searing dart universe of invisible flingers and flickers of negativity. I said that all right, didn't I? What did you say? Deep throat Choctaw. That's it. So yeah, so I just wanted to come in and say hi. I'm okay. What I have in plan is going to be as soon as I get off with this, I'm just going to reach out to the mods really quick and try to set up some time and get that going. And the first thing I'm going to do when I get back, maybe it's going to be the end of this week. I think we all talked about 1 a.m. Um, sorry, I just had a full brain fart. And I was reading what Lisa was saying here. Oh, that's very well said, Lisa. Very well said. As a matter of fact, I'll get back to that subject matter in just a second. You just lit something up in there. I think that 1 a.m. And I chatted briefly, and I think maybe Snake and I for half a second mentioned the fact that if I do or when I do one of two things we're doing, because 1 a.m. is really out to get me. But apparently we're doing a Minecraft fight or run or something. Like a bunch of us are going to be running through and having to battle and all that. So I'm going to have to do push-ups and stuff like that. So that's got to get set. And then, of course, the anime watch. So it was suggested that I do both of those on a weekend where most people are home. I know some people like, SB and those who are in Australia. That's, on the other hand, I'm right in the middle of the most obtuse part of the planet. So, my 12 o'clock at night, for guys like Snake also, it's like, So, yeah. That's what we're going to work on. I am going to do music this month, not as much as I did before this month, only because this month it is starting to get pretty crazy. There's a lot of the family things that are going on. And so I'm not going to be as cranking it, but as far as like 3 days a week, I'll do the parachute sessions. Those will probably be the ones that I do, or the unannounced, which are 85% of them going, oh, I got a couple of hours. Let me drop in and do some music and stuff like that. I know that I have, stand by for a second. I have to open up. I also want to know, I just want to let you know, I did send out a message to Double A and just letting him know that we're all thinking about him and hoping he's okay. I'm sure he's okay. His last message to all of us was he was just really in the weeds with a lot of things, like some technical things happened to his home, and he was just, I believe maybe a new boss or something happened at work and stuff like that. And so I just reached out to him, and he hasn't gotten back yet, but I'm sure he's okay. Maybe he's hovering and lurking. But, if you are Double A, I'm missing you, bro. It looks like I do have some donos that popped in. I guess maybe today thinking that I was going to do some music, but I'm just going to hold off on the music. But you know how that is. You guys are on pole position. Oh, okay, good. Then I'll check out the admin chat then. Thank you for that. I'm so like, that I don't get all those thingies. But thank you for that heads up, Snake. Okay, then really quick, I'm going to bounce back. Hey, Bahashmancer. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to do a Christmas Wheel of Cheese. There's no two ways about that. I think that's the gift of gifts. I mean, I'll have a one dono session. Let's say like the third week of December, or like maybe 15 days or so. I'll have like the last dono session, and then the gift of the gift will be I'll do like 4 or 5 hours of Wheel of Cheese, meaning, don't have to, worry about donos or anything like that. I'll just sit here. I'll just have Christmas lights on and just be Bobo, and we'll just do a 4-hour session of Wheel of Cheese, maybe before Christmas or something. Not the night before, because everybody will be doing their thing, but something like that. Stand by for a second. Oh, it snows in Australia also, just being me on Discord. Okay, I'll have to check that out. But I do want to go back really quick. Lisa had put something. I got to go back and catch this really quick. Lisa said something I wanted to kind of, where is it? Right there. I'm going back to the music theory thing for just a half a second here. She had mentioned something about, as someone who knows theory and barely ever draws upon it, I have feelings about people who treat theory as the end all of composition. You know what? Lisa, I am so with you on that. But the better part of myself, and I think you seem as empathetic as well as other, composers that are here with me. I know there's a handful of you that do come out here and hang out and enjoy. I think being a neo-maxi zoom dweeb geek about music, a la theory or ethnomusicology, I think is a really super cool thing. If you're going to take it and be just more surrounded by better information of what it is that you love, even though you never really use it. However, like you said, the ones that come, swinging their lightsaber, at me, at least in my own instances for the last 3 years, that I'm a disgrace of a composer because I didn't know that was, a flatted this versus a sharped that, or a sus this, or this over that, and I'm like, my whole discussion based on that is for the wonderful reactors and the musicians that are out there that do these great reactions or breakdowns, that either show handwritten notes or they can do the Rick Beato or the kind of things where they can listen on. I think that's fascinating. I am fascinated by it. And by them doing what they do, they talk to a particular community that's just as fascinated by it, still learning potentially, or still just want to have a nice conversation about it. Whereas that's like me, my comparison has always been, there's a beautiful car in front of us. Now, the theory conversation would be amongst the mechanics that built the engine. What was used for the fuel injection? What was used for this? What was used for a suppressor of this? What's the gearing ratio? What's all this stuff, and that's fascinating. But the truth be told, that conversation is only probably 3 or 4% of that car's conversation, because the rest of the conversation is how beautiful it looks, how the interior makes you feel, how the sound system makes you feel, all the other aesthetic things that really people focus on when they buy a car mostly. Very rarely do you see a car commercial and they talk about the finite qualities of a motor or something. They're always sleek lines, from 0 to this, in butt fart, speed. From, what I'm saying? So it's all that. And that's kind of where I like to think I fit in that conversation, which is like, yeah, maybe I could tell you about the chords, but that's not what's jamming me about, getting me all, fired up about this track. It has nothing to do with the chords. It has to do with the choice of the musicians, the composers, the producers, the engineers, on how they may have gotten that to sound that way and all that. And some people have said, well, you shouldn't put down old composer reacts. You should put down something like, old production dude reacts or something, And I was like, I already did what I did. As a matter of fact, I started off with what? You guys remember what my very first sober reaction video said? Anybody? I'll give you 3 seconds while I check I gotta check my cell phone because it's blowing up for some reason. Stand by. Give me a second. Yeah, man, I'm in for sure! Exclamation point. Surf was really fun this morning, and I'm actually thinking if the wind turns around, I'll punch it in one more time as well, period. If not, I'll see you at dinner. I know you guys just heard that, but it was... My neighbor wanted me to come down, or not my neighbor, a friend of mine, to his house and go surfing, because we're supposed to get another giant swell. Yeah, Arctic Banana, that's the... No, the answer to that question was old guy reacts to. So my very first reaction was just old guy reacts to Tool Sober. So maybe the fact that I was an old guy and they thought they were going to get a reaction like, what is this noise? I didn't know to put down composer or anything. I all came a little later, but So, no, my voice to text works, and it works actually okay. Especially here in Hawaii, because there's a lot of Hawaiian words that the Google voice now finally recognizes. There's some that it doesn't, and man, does it just blister. Blisters everything, man. It just kicks its ass. But anyhow, once again, Lisa, thanks for bringing that back up. I did want to just kind of push that around. I'm definitely not anti-theory. I think it's an incredible if you have the wherewithal to want to get through it. But I will tell you one thing about it is that I only took it for 6 months in the most embryonic beginning, but theoretically, funny enough, I can use this word, theoretically, I don't think I would have ever used an ounce of theory while composing a piece of music for scene. You know what I'm saying? Maybe somewhere in theory studies, which I don't know, and I surrender to the ignorance. Maybe there is a point where they teach you arranging. Maybe that's part of a syllabus. But my job has been setting moods. That's all I do is I set moods. That's the end of story. And if a director says he wants moods set with a fork and a coffee cup and this, I'll find a way to do it. You know, it doesn't have to make musical theoretical sense for me to do my job. I just have to create scary, happy, you know, brown chicken, brown cow, whatever it is that it needs, you know, so. But I have kind of poked into like some of the theory things, you know, on YouTube College. And I do realize one thing. I will say one thing about theory and composers. One of the things that only recently that maybe bends a little bit of my theory application to composing music for media is what I've learned from the Japanese composers of anime and video games. You know, I'll stand on that. After listening in the last years, you guys have been bringing me all these Japanese composers. The one thing that I've realized, except for some of the more intrinsic pieces of music that were written for a boss fight, let's say, there are a lot of melodic chord changes that goes on in a lot of those tracks. You hear me talk about it all the time. You know, the ones with vocals to me don't count. Hang on, before you come at me with fire. Whenever I hear an anime song, that doesn't count as composing music for media. Hang on. What I'm saying is original score, not source score, right? We went through this before. Source are songs that are written for. It could be custom written for a scene, but that's a source piece of music. It doesn't. There's going to be a little gray area there. I know some people will come at me for that, but when you listen to a lot of that music, that is heavily constructed off a lot of Western music theory composition. Yeah, Western music theory, right? Because there is music theory from different cultures. If I'm correct, right? You guys set me straight. Aman, Lisa, that like for instance, that there's a whole separate type of music theory for the people that play in India, Pakistan, and stuff like that. So I'm thinking maybe. No, I didn't mean vocals don't count. Oh boy, I know, come for me. Yeah, Lisa, that's what I'm talking about. There's a little bit of that. But, I mean, to kind of circle back into what I was saying, because I lost my train of thought. I love your comments, and I want to get into it. All of a sudden I go, wait, where was I? So that I can close that part of this up, what I've heard and what I've learned from the Japanese composers is that there seems to be a consistent focus on using theory-styled structures in the songs, and you can be as aggressive as you want. You know, you can change if there's 4 beats in the measure. You can actually put 8 chord changes in it with a melody, 16 if you can move that fast or whatever, if it just makes sense. You know, but in general, even if each note of a melody had a different chord change, it's still going to be based on kind of on a theory structure a little bit. Otherwise, you go off key or you get bad notes and stuff. I don't know. At this point, I'm thinking that theory people would probably come for me if I put this up on YouTube. I think I will. Let's see what happens. But yeah, judgment. I mean, you know, there's many ways you know to take the hand blender on that and you know stir that up and so. And actually, this last run of music I just did for the library was a very unique request. And it actually made me realize how out of shape I am on the piano. Plus, truly, if you're a pianist, you know this. I hate synthy. I have an M audio here. And I've gotten so used to using this, and because I move around all the time, you know, I don't have any weighted keys or anything like that. So I hate the response on the keys. I hate the slipperiness of it and stuff like that. But now I got an order for a lot of stuff that was arpeggiated work that I had to hold an arpeggiation for like, you know, 8 bars, and you know, I just was like, screw it, Q, 16th notes. It just quantized the shit. I just was like, fucking hey, I used to be doing this in my sleep. I'd pick in my nose and I'd be able to do these, you know, counter arpeggiated stuff left, right hand. And now I'm like going, what has happened to you? My poor fingers. So, but it happens, you know. What are you going to do? It was a good lesson, but it was a great order. Anyhow, so that was all over the map, everything I was talking about. Hang on for a second. I want to see. There was this one comment. I mean, if anybody has any thoughts on the subject matter, please chime in. Just put the pins up and I'll bowl them down. Or I'll cough to death. Yeah, no, I know it's about getting older and stuff like that, but there's also something to playing like the instrument as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, patty cakes. Like you might not have any thoughts. You are a cauldron of thoughts. I just think it's just, you know, I kind of miss, before my dad passed away, I used to love, he had a couple of pianos up at his place. And I would just sit there and it'd be just 2 hours of just noodling around and just playing, just because I loved the way the piano felt. And the felt. I like how the felt and the piano felt of the piano, of the felt hitting the string felt. You know, just the whole response. You feel it through the finger. You know what I'm saying? So, anyhow, that's what I miss about it. That's what I miss about playing piano on there. So, how about this for a question really quick? Any new video games going out there that's worthwhile checking out? Anything brand new? Like, you guys edged up on anything? Good to hear from you too, Cairo. I like the new jazz and blues. Oh, Poe 2 is out. On Friday. It's the follow-up to Tang, right? Poe Tang? No, sorry. Here we go. Ban, leave. Sorry. Oh, please, just give me an honorary like pass on that one. That one totally sucked. Ah, shit. I know. My apologies to the ladies in the house. I just I'm a DB that way. Free Fantasio, huh? Hang on. Loading it up, peanut butter. So, you know, I think that's about it, guys. I'm pretty sure. Is there anything else I need to, that I want to say? Believe it or not, I'm tapped out. I just genuinely wanted to come on and say hi to you guys. I missed you guys. That's what it was. I'm admitting it. I missed coming on Twitch. I missed you guys, man. That's what it was. I mean, as a matter of fact, that text I got on any other given day, I'd be running out the door and getting my my gear. Oh, I just did buy a brand new thing. You guys ever heard of the pro surfer John Florence? He's an avid sailor and everything, and he came out with this new line of wetsuits. Hang on. So I just bought this. Because one of the things that when I go surfing, when the wind kicks up, it gets a little chilly. And of course, we have wetsuits 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 3 mil. We don't need anything like that here in Hawaii. But 0.5 mil to a 1 millimeter at least keeps some of the wind chill off of you and a little bit of the water chill off you. But this is a brand new design with a brand new. It does have a hoodie head, though, a heady hood thingy. You know, if I wanted to pull it over, I could. But this new material is absolutely insane. And I look forward to trying it out tonight when I go surfing. But it is kind of it almost feels like one of the old school hand gloves, like, you know, when mom used to wash the dishes, and dads, I'm just saying. The only problem is I still have to lose about 20 pounds because of, I have to. And I'm going to do it naturally with my peanut butter. My ass. If I keep eating this, I'm never losing weight. But when I put it on, it was phenomenal. It felt fantastic. I could move. Except I felt like it was a sausage wrap. Like I can feel myself, like all of that ooey gooey softness that I need to lose was kind of, you know. But at least it didn't make me look like Jabba the Hutt. But it did make me look a little bit like Mr. Hand. Remember Mr. Hand from South Park? He had the big head. Squeeze all that chub, it goes up to your head. Yeah, the tree nuts. Actually, I ordered some. You see, I did some homework. I ordered tree nuts as well. So thank you for that, Amam. I had my friend say, dude, you got to go do that Ozempic thing. I'm like, what? Like, I've heard of Ozempic. It's, I guess, shots you give yourself, leaning on people who are pre-diabetic to diabetic. And what it does is it just numbs a part of your brain and tells your body to stop digesting fast and slows down your desire to want to eat. And I'm like, how is that going to help? It might help like in the first couple months, but if you don't change your eating habits, that to me is just like a stopgap measure, you know, to a temporary, like, you know, like if you got to fit into a wedding dress 2 months from now or a tuxedo that you don't want to buy another one and you want to lose 10 pounds, that's fine. But if you don't retrain yourself, I guess, to eat correctly while you're on that, and that's the other thing. So I decided to look at it. Now there's like 5 different types. Some of them are out for the public. Some of it has got to get through prescription. You know, right now the government administration is thinking of making it so everybody can get it, so everybody can start losing weight. But we haven't seen the other side of that hill yet. You know what I'm talking about? People taking this stuff, it's new, it's 6 to 8 months out there. People who've maybe got addicted to it, because people who have food eating addictions have addictive habits and don't know if that could be addictive because it works so well. You know, if people start whittling away, it's like, I always wait. It's almost like, I'm sure every single one of you guys do this because you all seem like you have some techie skills, whether be it computers, games, or computers. You never get the first upgrade or the next upgrade until it's out for 6 or 8 months or 3 to 6 months until all the bugs work out. You know, so for me, I'm waiting to see if there's what those long-term effects are of this is. There's always going to be that other shoe that drops, but for me, I don't have that much weight too. I wouldn't qualify for it, to lose for it. I mean, to have a doctor write me a script on it. So what I decided to do, and this is such a derivative of this kind of look here. So the whole Ozempic thing, like I said earlier, is about your brain tricking your body to slow down the digestion so you still feel full longer, and it stops your urge to want to eat. And to people who have compulsive eating habits, like I do sometimes, and when I mean compulsive, it's like I'm bored, I'll eat. You know what I'm saying? Not like a major compulsive eating disorder, but like that kind of thing. So that helps there. But then when I was looking at it, I started finding articles that people were having a hard time staying together. And what I mean by that is their loss of energy. They're tired. It's because they're not fueling their body. You know, they're not eating the foods, albeit if they were eating bad foods, it doesn't really matter. But even if you say, hey, today I'm going to have a bowl of, I'm going to have salad and I'm going to have this. Well, you can only eat this much, first of all, because then your body shuts it down and then your body's not pulling enough, you know. So now people are saying, oh, you need to take these vitamins. And then I figured out this banger thing. I swear to God, guys, you're going to die laughing. That video on the Positive Wave Rider, remember about sugar? I love sugar. I can't help it. Whether I'm a product of the corporations jamming it down my throat, I don't care. Somehow I'm still alive, but I love sugar. I'm a carbohydrates freak. Donuts, cookies, candies. Like, if I don't go to the store and leave my house for 10 days, I'll eat great. The second I leave my house, forget it. All bets are off. But honoring the fact that I have a sweet tooth, one of the things that I did totally by accident is that at around 4 o'clock, I always make a little banana smoothie. And sometimes it's fresh bananas, sometimes they're frozen. I put it in my little bullet blender, and I'll put a little almond milk in there and some honey. And like I said this before to you guys, some of you guys went, ew, and I crack a raw egg in there, you know, and I thought that was really good. But it really didn't have enough of a sugar zing to it. So one day I didn't have almond milk. And what I did was, okay, I got the bananas, I have ice. I don't want to put sugar. What do I do with this? And I turned and I had one of my Boost products. You know, the Boost drink. It only has 3 grams of sugar and 30 grams of proteins and all that sort of stuff. And I said, wow. So what I did is that little Boost, I don't know what mine is called, Premier Boost or something like that. That little Boost thing. You guys have seen, I've had it on the stream once in a while. I poured that in instead of the almond milk with the banana and the ice. That was it. Banana, ice, Boost. Hit it, and I was like, all right. It was insane. It was perfect, and I felt good about it. I mean, even if somewhere along the line it was total bullshit, I felt great about it in the sense that, well, this Boost thing, says it's only got 3 grams of sugar. It's got all these proteins that I need. It tastes kind of like chocolate. You know those drinks kind of, when they say chocolate, strawberry, you know, they're like, eh. But when I blended it with the banana, brah, it was freaking epic. I was like, oh no, this is insane. This is so cool. So I ordered through Amazon, because you can't find it here in Hawaii, a small box of the vanilla and a small box of strawberry Premier drinks. So with the strawberry, I'll mix with fresh strawberries and just hit it with that. And that'll give me just enough of that sugar tinge where I feel satisfied, where I don't feel like I've got to, you know, dive into, you know, like the sugar bed, you know. So, oh, you guys don't want to know about me producing cooking shows, that's for sure. I told you that story, right? Oh my God, that was it was one of the most fun times that I had with this chef and my friend, but one of the most chaotic times. But I think we produced 9 episodes. Yeah, it was called Punk Ass Chef, Dorm Room Cooking for Stoners. That was right up there with my bartender PhD. That's funny, Aman. I should do that, right? No, I would probably get in trouble, right? Okay, everybody, this is, we're going to have a Jeebs-umentary on some food cooking here. But first, I got to take my little 5 milligram of gummy. I'll be back in an hour. And we take a clock and go zzz, and then all of a sudden I come back on, hey, okay, so today we're going to kind of like make stuff. I don't know, chaotic old bore. You guys, I don't have multiple browsers open, but if you look up Punk Ass Chef on YouTube, the channel's still up. And some of the stuff is a little, you know, because the idea was, believe it or not, the guy Steve graduated from Cordon Bleu. And so here's the backstory. You guys will love this if you decide to look this up. So he's my buddy. We were playing hockey together and all kinds of stuff. We'd go downstairs. We'd put on our hockey skates, just our regular skates, and snap, you know, pucks at the large trash cans, and all the neighbors get all freaked out and pissed. So one day we got up, and he lived in the same building as me at the same time. One day we got up, and he had already been like doing some stuff. He graduated Cordon Bleu. He was going to go work for Emerald And I say, come on in, bro. He comes in, I'm doing something. He opens the refrigerator, goes, bruh, you got nothing in here. I go, I got nothing. He goes, wait a second. I can make something out of this. I go, you're high. And he goes, not yet, but wait, check this out. And he goes, he starts telling me what he's going to do. So all of a sudden, he goes, dude, just get your camera. Let's just have a little fun. And then you edit it later. And this is tape. This isn't, to digital. This is like the little HD tapes. And he goes, bruh, you have jelly, mustard, and hot dogs. And you have a bag of red hot, oh no, what was it? Like barbecue chips or something. And we actually shot a video of him making a sweet and sour sauce out of grape jelly and mustard. And then he took a knife, put it through the hot dog, and he goes, no, we're not going to cook the hot dog that way because we got to kind of cancel out a little bit of the sweetness of the sweet and sour. So I'm going to kind of burn it a little bit on the oven so it has a little charred, And he cuts it up in there, and then he takes this whole thing and pours it over the chips. Now remember, dorm room cooking for stoners was the thing. And we just go, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. 9-10 videos later, we got contacted by a production company that did work with Food Network. And they said, guys, this is insane. This is hilarious. And we got it repackaged by the O'Malley production company or something. It repackaged it, and they pitched it, and they loved it, but they hated it for their audience. They said, our audience isn't ready for this. There are no, people in dorm rooms are not watching the cooking channel unless you're a cooking person, so they shot it down. But, oh, you put it there, Discord? Yeah, man, that's it's kind of nuts. I'm kind of tempted to see if I have, hang on for a second. Let me see if this will work. Give me a second. Oh my God, I found him. Okay, wait a second. You know what I did? I found the sizzle reel. Give me 1 second here, guys. I found the sizzle reel that was put together by O'Malley Productions for the pitch for Punk Ass Chef, okay? So remember, this was just me and my bro. I was the camera guy. He was coming up with the craziness. You guys want to see that? Hang on. Let me switch this over. I think this works. Oh, I got to switch my camera thing because my buttons aren't working yet. Wait a second. Video watching. There we go. Okay. All right. Are you guys ready? This is their sizzle reel. We didn't edit this together, but this is their sizzle reel of Punk Ass Chef. And here we go.
Can't make it up to town, can't order pizza because you got no cash. We're gonna run to the refrigerator and we're gonna get some mustard, some jelly, some hot dogs. We're gonna put it together and it's gonna be good stuff. What's up, Punk Ass Chef with the heart attack ramen. It's so good, so fiery up. What you gotta do, let me tell you, go on the stove, cream, milk, put them in, mix it up, don't walk away, it's gonna explode all over the place. Marshmallow fluffy heaven. We're gonna peel this top layer off just like that. If it crumbles, you know my motto. If it's not messy, it ain't good. So who cares? Get sloppy. I got a hangover, as probably all you do right now too. Bloody Mary, vodka, just a little bit. Woo! I decided to make a little breakfast burrito type thing. It just comes out as easy as that too, guys, for you who've never used Spam before. You know, we think of Spam, it looks like cat food, it's for poor. Well, I'm poor, so here we go, we're eating it.
It's called the Spam-a-doobie he did.
This one is gonna be called the Cracked Mac Popper. Who doesn't love jalapenos? Who doesn't like mac and cheese? Who doesn't like bacon? Back in the day, I worked at Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I gotta give props to their popcorn chicken. I'm gonna make chicken popcorn, literally popcorn and chicken. Spam-a-doobie. Look at that, Spam-a-doobie. And today what we're doing is some burgers, pretty cool burgers. They're actually peanut butter jelly burgers. We're gonna lightly cook the outside skin here and just kind of bring out the heat, because I like spicy. If you don't, get yourself a bell pepper and, you know, maybe a pair of panties. Come on, who is not gonna eat that deliciousness? Go into your spice jar, little black pepper. I like black pepper like my women. Butter, who doesn't like butter? You put it on a shoe and you eat it and you're gonna love it. It tastes good. Fill it with water. I already did that. What's the line? If you don't know how, you're an idiot. We're doing the real thing. Not like those others who pretend like they're cooking. We are cooking right now.
Yep, that was it, guys. That was my that was the closest that I ever got to getting something picked up on network TV. As a matter of fact, they circled back and they found some of my bartender PhD stuff, and they said, "Bro, what's this?" And then I told them I just couldn't pull it together for that, because I already told you guys why. But that was really cool. That's one of the many little stupid things that I've done, and like going, hey, I got time, I've got an idea, I got a camera, I can edit, let's have a little fun, you know? And it got a bunch of views, it got a bunch of that, but then it started getting, when food becoming a little more of a thing on the internet, it started getting a shit ton of hate, because a lot of the things that he did were posh, unclean. You know, holding the meat with the hands and flat, and then he takes two fingers and opens up the drawers and grabs something. He goes, "Oh, that is so unclean. You can get," and we started getting bombed by those trolls, you know, who were just kind of shitting on the, you know. I'm like, yeah, we're still alive too, so you know, I understand that, you know. Oh shit, yeah, but that's Punk Ass Chef, Storeroom cooking for stoners, and somebody just popped it in Discord. Where is it? Let me see here. I think, oh, here it is, right here. There it is. I'll put it in the, there we go. Boing. So one of my many little thingies that I've done when I was a little thingy, because I'm always a little thingy. Stand by. Going back into the full shot, and there I am. Ah, okay. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Anyhow. Well, I thought that was kind of fun, wasn't it? I did exactly an hour here on the stream, and I know a handful of you have been hanging out, a few of you back there lurking around, but I am going to dip out now. And thanks for just gliding with me on this. And did I? Oh, you know what? You want to know what happened to that nectar? Oh, I'm sorry. Just quick response, Lisa. When I listened to that nectar stuff, it was during that crackling microphone, and it just sounds hideous as fuck. I'm sorry, I did curse, but it sounded hideous, all that crackling, you know. It just, I have the whole session still, but it just, I don't know. It's just, just kind of sounds so bad, I don't want to post it. You know, so. So that's it, guys. I'm going to be reaching out to my mods in the next 5 minutes. We're going to set our appointments and look out for notifications. First and foremost, when I come back for our very first anime watch party, you know, I'm sure there was a ton for a crossface cowboy. Is that what it was? Cowboy crossbones cowboy, something like that. One of those anime things, movies that I've listened to a lot of their music. Cowboy Bebop. Boy, did I get that wrong. Ah, sheesh. So anyhow, that's it. I talk bubbles. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you just coming in and hanging out. I'm glad everybody was able to manage themselves through the festivities of the last 4 days, as far as not eating too much and, you know, hanging out with family and friends. If you loved it or if you tolerated it, whatever it was, we're on to the next one. So just keep an eye out for your notifications. And I might even just drop this little thing we did on the Avocado Show channel. And that's it. So you guys take care of yourself. Thank you so much, everybody. I will see you probably maybe this weekend. We're going to shoot for hopefully doing the anime watch of whichever one we choose to do. So you guys take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I know it's a Monday. For some of you, it's Tuesday morning. Either way, remember, always count the wins, right? You always count the wins. There's always something cool to be said about the day. I will talk to you guys later, and see ya.